Alright. 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 There we go. Stream is starting. And display screen. Yep. Oh, yep. Let's get started, shall we? And continue the virgin route of Ace Academy. I'm woken at the crack of dawn by the most irritating clucking noises. Apparently Show's alarm is a rooster crowing? Bruh, why? After unceremoniously stifling yawns and getting dressed, I make a quick sweep of the room to make sure I packed all my things. Show had to make 2 sweeps because he kept yawning during his first and forgetting where he had already looked. We're all silent as we meet in the lobby. Mayu and Kaori are both wide awake, as perky as either of them could ever be. Yuna and Valerie seem even more exhausted than Sho and I. I wonder what was going on in their room. Before my mind can wander too far, I snap back to reality and glance guilty at Kaori, who has her eyes narrowed. Can she read my thoughts now, too? Good thing I wasn't thinking anything perverted. As I am a virgin walker, I shall not think of such lewd things. Still in silence, we made our way to the train station. The train ride home feels even longer than the ride to the hot springs. I resist the urge to ask, are we there yet? After what feels like an eternity, we arrive at Izokaze. Finally, napping on the uncomfortable train was nearly impossible, and my thoughts kept drifting to my warm bed. I say a quick goodbye to everyone and practically sped home. As soon as I arrive, I made beeline for my bedroom and collapsed onto my bed. Bright sunlight shines on my face, and I slowly blink my eyes open. Then I jolt upright in my bed. What the fuck is the time? Did I miss the coaching session? I fumble around for my clock, but it's only 11 a.m. Coach Ivan won't arrive until mid-afternoon. I have plenty of time. In that case, I wonder if anyone is free. My man, Sho! Just as I decide what I want to do, I get a phone call from Sho. What is up, brosive?
No.
Jeez, I pull the phone away from my ear. What do you mean, no?
You can't call me Brosif. Brosif is your name, Brosif.
Okay then. What's up?
What are you doing this fine evening?
I don't have any specific plans.
Excellent. I'll meet you at the Izokaze Park.
What is going on at the park?
You'll see. See you in a few.
He hangs up the phone before I can pry for more. Well, whatever it is, if Sho is excited, then it has got to be fun. I hop on my Virgin Runner and I drive to the park. Tantalizing scents of food waft towards the street, enticing passerby as I search for a parking space. The park is illuminated with hanging lanterns and packed full of stalls. Is this some kind of festival? Sho lingers on the outskirts of the park and runs over to me.
There you are, Brosif!
What is all this?
It's a festival, of course!
Yeah, but which one? He looks incredulous.
Jeez, you don't know?
No, should I?
Of course! Everyone knows it's the Festival of Dongos!
You have no idea, do you?
I just told you, they sell all kinds of dongo here.
But why is there even a festival where they can sell dongo? He blinks.
Does it matter? Now come on!
Wait, aren't we going to wait for the others? He Sho stretches the back of his head.
This might just be a 2-man operation.
Well, sounds good to me. I nod. Just us guys, I'm game.
Then let's get started! The Adventures of Brosif and Sho!
Away! I nod. Sho seems to be in an extra good mood today. We enter the throng of people and browse the different stalls. The area sells all sorts of crafts and clothing. A small doll dressed in a fine kimono catches my attention. I stopped Show and inspected further. The wooden doll has hair as black as night and a dainty face with blushing cheeks and red lips. Hey, Show! What? Look at this. What do you think? He glances at the doll and gives me a strange look.
It's fine.
Do you believe Mayu would like that?
Oh.
He looks thoughtful.
Actually, she might.
I'm sure she'd be happy if you brought her back a souvenir.
Yeah. No, wait, then she'll know I wasn't studying.
She's going to find out no matter what. At least this is the way you can say that you were thinking about her.
You're right. Smart thinking, Broseph.
Indeed. Sho asks the vendor for the price of the doll and pays it, then happily turns away.
Ready for some food?
Indeed.
That's what I like to hear.
We move away from the crafts area and straight to the sea of small eats. Sho cannot decide on what to order and ends up ordering one of each item. His arms are full of more dango than one man can eat. I manage to stop him before he applies this same tactic to each vendor and convince him to eat what we have first. We sit down along the edge of the park at the picnic tables. As we settle in, a set of twins approaches us.
Hey boys, are these seats taken?
Yes. Although their faces are nearly identical, one girl has stick straight hair which flows in a glossy waterfall down upon her back. It ends right at their ample bottom. The second girl plays with her curls and lets her bounce between her full bosom. Duh. Yes. They flash us smiles, revealing cute dimples, then sit across from us and set down their drinks.
It's really nice of you to save a seat.
We didn't even... Okay then. They seem to be around our age. The girls look at Sho with interest and as they play with the straw in their drinks.
Do you go to Ace?
Considering Ace is the only university around here, it's not an unusual guess. He seems dazed. Yes, he is in the piloting program.
Pilots?
Sho nods, as confused as before. She shoots me questioning glances as if unsure whether or not this is actually happening. He's so out of his element. The girls look at each other, then giggle.
What are you doing after the festival?
Would you want to hang out? Sho's eyes widen as he looks at me in astonishment. He looks like he's about to agree when he quickly shakes his head.
Actually, we have plans with our girlfriends later tonight.
Haha!
Aw, really?
Yes, go away. Sho nods, although more reluctantly this time.
Both of you are already taken?
Yes,
Oh well.
totally. Now fuck off, you two. We don't have any interest in you. Both. Struggling, she scribbles something on a napkin, then tucks it into Sho's hand. Her fingers lingers on Sho as she leans in close and speaks in a breathy voice.
Well, if you guys ever want to hang out, I'm sure we'll be available.
Sure. They slowly return their feet and purposely give us an eyeful of their chest. As they walk away, they exaggerate the hypnotic sway of their hips.
What just happened?
I have no fucking idea. I shrug. Beats me. Sho looks like he's still trying to process what happened, but it didn't seem to be making much progress.
I think that was a fluke.
A fluke?
Yeah, I've tried so hard to get a girl's number before and met with a 0% success rate. This was just a random outlier. You don't sound convinced.
You're not wrong.
Okay, here, watch.
I watch as Sho stands. He spots another girl around our age waiting in line to get some food as he approaches her. They chat for a while. When the girl pulls out her phone, Sho looks shocked. He furiously shakes his head and retreats back to me as the girl sadly looks on. What the fuck was that about?
I tried to get her number, and then she was about to give it to me? What is happening?
What the fuck?
Me would have killed for this power that I cannot use!
Well then, I pat Sho on the back. There, my friend. I don't know what to tell you, man. Sho sinks into his chair and sniffles. I never thought I'd see the day when Sho would be sad that girls are into him. We spend the rest of the evening checking out the festival and fending off single girls, much to Sho's anguish. Once we've seen everything there is to see, we go our separate ways, and I head home. It's about time for our session with Coach Ivan. I double-check my email, then make my way to the pre-combat room. There is where we're supposed to meet him. As I walk in, I see the rest of my team crowded around the holotable.
I can't believe he sent all this. This is incredible.
Yuna grins.
Yup, this consultation isn't just for the pilots. It's for everyone on the team.
Valerie scrolls through the projected hologram, pausing at an image of a gear loaded with statistics. As I approach, I can make out what looks like the game plans of previously professional matches, complete with sketches, tactics, movements, and calls. This sort of edited information is incredibly valuable for all parties on the team. Sho is the first to notice me.
Broseph!
Once he sounds my arrival, the rest of my team grin or wave at me. Greetings! Sho puts an arm on my shoulder.
Are you ready to meet Ivan?
You know it. There's nothing left to do but to wait for Ivan to arrive. Valerie and Mayu continue to scroll through the holotable while the rest of us take seats on the couches lining the walls.
What do you guys think Coach Ivan is like?
Is Kaori nervous? She keeps a cool facade, but her gaze constantly darts towards the door.
I heard he's the shot caller on his team. He's the one leading the tactics and pulling in the high numbers.
Mm-hmm. He's even received the MVP award twice already.
I remember they'd mentioned that yesterday as well. I racked my brain trying to understand why I haven't heard of him before. The only player I remember who won 2 MVP awards on the national stage is the Strong Arm Gear.
Right. That's his alias for the global stage.
I always thought it was a little strange that he never even took off his helmet for interviews.
He doesn't need to. He doesn't even speak in interviews.
Kaori nods. What?
That's his persona, and it's worked really well for him.
Hearing all of this just makes me even more curious about what kind of person Coach Ivan is.
Wait, how is he going to coach us? Does he even know how to talk?
Don't be stupid, Sho. Of course he can talk.
Kaori blinks.
I think.
Actually, I've heard rumors that his face was half burnt during a racing motorcycle accident. That's why he always wears a helmet.
I think I remember reading that too.
Ouch! I cringe just remembering the rare couple of times I fell off my bike. I don't even want to imagine how painful it would be to fall off my bike while racing.
What if he's scary?
I've heard he yells at first-year pilots. Or worse.
Mayu's eyes widen.
What?
Valerie pats Mayu sympathetically on the back.
It was nice knowing you.
No. But why?
Her eyes well up with tears.
Stop being mean, Valerie.
Don't listen to Valerie. She's just teasing.
Valerie smirks.
Or am I?
The door slides open, catching all of our attention. A muscular man, well over 6 feet tall, commands the room. He's wearing a leather jacket with black pants. A polished helmet hides his face. He crosses the room with a thunderous steps and pauses before us, as large and silent as the mountain. The group glances nervously at each other. Nobody wants to break the silence. Greetings! His helmet slowly turns towards me, and I fidget beneath his gaze. I can't see his eyes, which makes this all more disconcerting. After a moment, his helmet surveys the rest of the team. Okay. Kaori remains stoic while Mayu tries to make herself small. Both Yuna and Valerie look uncertain while Sho seems confused about how he should feel. Coach Ivan nods. He puts his hands on either side of his helmet. Sho catches my eyes in anticipation. Are we actually going to see what's underneath the helmet? Coach Ivan pulls it off in one sweeping motion, revealing a shiny bald head and the most beautiful mustache I've ever seen. Underneath his mustache is a beaming smile.
A glorious day to make your acquaintance!
What? Nani? His jacket has somehow unzipped itself and reveals a perfectly sculpted 8-pack. It puts my meager 6-pack to shame.
Under the wings of experience, I shall teach you to soar the skies!
Kaori's face falls. She looks like her nightmare has come to life. The rest of the girls are mirrors of confusion. Sho, on the other hand, looks as if his dreams have come true.
Do you know someone named Tatsuo by any chance?
Ivan looks at Sho. Even with his smile, his piercing gaze is unsettling and Sho scoots back.
Do you speak of my nephew?
Wait, what?
That explains a lot.
Oh. Yes, I am one to agree, Kaori. Yuna stands up.
Hi, Mr. Podubny. Thank you for agreeing to coach our team this afternoon.
Utter not my family name, for formalities between friends must not exist.
Oh, okay. Ivan, thank you.
He nods.
Of course, we will begin with lesson 1. To sprout into a magnificent tree, we must first water the roots.
The foundations?
Yes, fiery flower, the roots.
Ivan motions us to the hologram. We cautiously approach and Ivan projects an image of a seed.
First, the seed requires sunlight, water, carbon dioxide, and rich soil. The key to remember is the symbiotic relationship between plant and environment. Through light energy absorbed by chlorophyll, conversion occurs of carbon dioxide and water to create glucose and oxygen.
Have I fallen asleep or started dreaming I'm in class again?
Jeez, this is like listening to Valerie explain.
Shut up. Do you want to get caught or what? Sho freezes mid-sentence, then closes his mouth. Valerie eyes us suspiciously, then shrugs and resumes listening to Ivan ramble about some plant mumbo-jumbo.
Understood?
He is met with silence. Ivan uses his fingers to elongate his mustache in great thought.
Demonstration will triumph explanation.
Yes, please.
Ivan nods solemnly.
Make haste to the simulations.
As soon as we enter the simulation, Ivan sets us to spar with AI gears. Once the match is over, he points out where we lost focus on how we could have prevented getting hit, then gives us suggestions to how to tighten up as a unit. Once he's shared his insight, he sends us back in for another round. Once we fight the AIs, Ivan and Valerie talk quietly about the simple fixes to our gear. He seems to be pleased with what Valerie shares with him. I assume she mentioned the original tweaks she added to our gears when she first joined the team. The more Valerie talks, the more animated Ivan becomes. Yuna watches everyone closely and jolts down in her tablet. Something flew in my table. I have a feeling she's recording feedback on our session with Coach Ivan as well as recording feedback from our simulated matches. Based on the brief notes Ivan provided on our first match, our second match felt worlds apart from the first. It's quite apparent why he won 2 MVP awards. He truly lives up to his title of Strong Arm Gear. So long as you can decipher what he says. We exit the simulator feeling satisfied and more confident than before. Ivan greets us by the holo table.
And so the dial.
Oh shit, oh no. Oh no, I accidentally scrolled down, or up.
And so the dial of time lands for my departure.
Thank you so much, Mr.
His icy gaze falls on Sho.
I mean, thanks, Ivan.
Ivan smiles.
We appreciate your time.
And all this data analysis will help me fine-tune the gears to give him that extra boost.
We can't lose after a training session like that.
Ivan begins to sniffle.
Is something wrong?
He rubs his eyes with his forearm.
You guys.
Suddenly Ivan scoops all of us up into a group hug.
Make me so proud.
He squeezes us so tightly I gasp for air. Sho mouths, "Help me," while trying to wiggle free. Mayu looks terrified as she squashed into Yuna's chest. Oh my. Valerie tries to hug Ivan's arm while Kaori looks like she's in deer headlights and struggles to break free. Ivan doesn't even notice.
Hey!
After one last squeeze, he releases us and lets out a deep sigh.
And so the nest perch on the branch finds its awakening. Go forth, hatchlings!
His helmet magically materializes in his hand. He puts it on and zips up his jacket, then offers us a final thumbs up. We wave goodbye as he heads out, calling out our thanks to his retreating foe.
Man, I am so pumped for our match tomorrow.
Me too. Should we get some practice in while we can?
Kaori shakes her head.
I think Valerie needs to make the recommended calibrations first.
Yep. They aren't major control changes or anything, so you won't feel a difference while piloting. You'll just get better energy efficiency based on piloting patterns Ivan pointed out.
Kaori nods.
That's exactly what we need.
Ah, okay. So, what do we do until then?
It is reading week.
No. Mayu, don't say it. No! No!
Kaori covers her ears.
Idiot! What's wrong with you?
Anything but that.
So,
Mayu interlocks her arms with Shou's.
it won't be that bad, I promise.
Shou glances at Mayu, smiles, then his own face lights up.
Okay. We'll talk to you guys later.
Mayu smiles and the two of them are off.
You're all good then, Valerie?
Yep. I'll send a text when I'm done.
Okay, thank you. I'd better get to studying too.
I nod and watch her head off.
Well, since I'm already on campus, I'll go submit my report on the coaching session.
I wave goodbye. Do you wish for some company?
No, it's okay. I'll be doing some boring stuff anyway, and I'm not a fan of over-the-shoulder spectators.
Very well, I nod. Alright, let me know if you need anything.
Sure.
With some time on my hands, I head to the library to actually squeeze in a study session. The library is packed, which I guess makes sense since the exams are right around the corner. After circling the desk a couple of times, I managed to sneak into a desk stall just as another student is leaving. I feel like a car trying to find a parking space in a crowded lot. After a few hours go by in a blur, Valerie texts at one point saying the changes are done, but otherwise nothing eventful happens. That's all the studying I can do in one sitting. I pack up my tablet and wonder if anyone's available. Let's check up on Yuna. Yuna pops into my mind and I decide to give her a call. I wonder how she's spending her reading week. She answers the phone almost immediately.
Hello?
Greetings, Yuna.
Oh, I was in the middle of calling you when you called me.
Oh, what a crazy coincidence.
I know. I wanted to ask your advice about something.
About what?
Well, it's more something you need to see. Would you like to come over?
Very well, I shall be there.
Great. I'll see you soon.
Virgin Walker, away! When we hang up, I head to my Virgin Runner and drive to Yuna's house. After parking, I knock soundly on her door. There's a shuffling on the other side and it takes her a while before she opens the door a crack.
No!
What? She slams the door shut again. That was quite strange. There are a few more noises on the other side of the door before Yuna flings it open.
Hi.
Greetings! Woof! I stare at the wriggling ball of fur trying to jump free from her arms. Oh, you have a dog? Yuna tries to calm the puppy who alternates between licking her face and trying to lick mine. Did you always have a dog? She laughs.
No. I'm just borrowing him for now.
Borrowing? Yuna moves aside so I can enter and closes the door behind me. Then she puts the puppy down. It scampers to my leg and paws at my feet as I carefully make my way to the couch. Yuna sits down beside me.
Okay, not really borrowing. I've been volunteering at the local animal shelter since I moved to Isokaze, and when I found out they needed foster homes for some of their pets, I volunteered to take Mochi home with me. As you can tell, he loves people, and he's already been housebroken, so they don't think it'll be long before he gets adopted.
Mochi tries fruitlessly to hop onto the couch and misses each time. After attempting a few more times, he sits back on his back and haunches and whines. Yuna giggles and scoops him back up in her arms. He settles into her lap. How long have you had him?
About a week. Actually, I wanted to ask you about that. I'll have to give him back next week, but I don't really want to.
You want to adopt him? She nods and fondly pats Mochi's head.
The house doesn't feel so big and empty when he's around.
I glance around the living room. The space is conservatively decorated, but it includes a lot of photographs of the family. Antique vases and cabinets tastefully fill the space. I wonder if these are family heirlooms or items passed down from generation to generation. Looking at all the smiling faces of Yuna, Yudai, and their parents, I can understand why Yuna feels alone in such a big house. She is constantly reminded of the past. What did your parents say? Yuna bites her lip.
I haven't told them yet.
What? Not even about fostering the puppy?
No. I'm not sure what they'll say. We used to have dogs back when we still lived in the countryside, so it's not like I don't know how to take care of them. Maybe they won't even notice.
Mochi's plush bed is around the corner where the kitchen room and living room connect. Compared to the rest of the decor, its colorful and modern toys stick out like a sore thumb. I believe they might. She frowns and furrows her brow. Mochi seems to sense her anxiety and places his front paws on her chest to lick her face again.
Mochi!
She turns her face away but laughs. You should just talk to your parents. I'm sure they'll understand if you told them why. She wrinkles her brow again, then nods.
I suppose it can't be helped. They'd find out sooner or later.
Indeed! It sounds like you've already made up your mind.
Maybe.
She pauses.
It's not that I'm worried my parents will say no. I don't think they'd be opposed to the idea. I don't want them to think they're bad parents. I understand why they don't stay here for too long, and I don't want them to think I'm lonely.
Are you lonely?
It can be a little quiet.
Mochi yips and hops off Yuna's lap. He races towards his bed of toys, sliding on the hardwood floors.
I think he wants to play.
How about a game of tug-o-wars? Mochi grabs a thick braided rope in his mouth and I grab the other, and then lightly tug. Mochi pulls back, his tail's still waggling. I increase the pressure and Mochi pushes his weight back onto his hind legs so his butt is lifted into the air. He growls affectionately when he shakes his head back and forth. I gently let go my end of the rope and it drops harmlessly to the ground. Mochi pauses, then cocks his head to the side as if asking what I'm doing. Oh, you little one, you are just too strong. Yuna giggles.
Mochi, you won!
Yay!
Oops, now that he's all wound up, I should probably take him for a walk so he doesn't accidentally wet himself.
Yeah, that would be good.
Do you want to join?
I glance out the window at the darkened sky. Actually, I should probably head back before it gets too late. Yuna nods.
Thanks for coming over.
No problem. Farewell, Mochi. Yuna picks up one of Mochi's paws and waves it around.
Bye-bye.
We both laugh, ha 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 ha, as Mochi looks down at his paw in confusion. Yuna grabs the leash and secures it around Mochi's neck. Then we leave the house together. She heads towards the park while I head back to my Virgin Runner and drive home. After parking my Virgin Runner, I let myself into the house. The living room is empty. Where the fuck is everyone? I hear voices in the kitchen and then hurry over. I pause and as soon as I push open the doors. Nikki is bent over the table laughing. Aunt Yuki stands over by the fridge laughing as hard as Nikki, while Uncle Kaito chugs water looking increasingly confused. Oh, hi Aunt Yuki. I didn't know you were here. Aunt Yuki tries to compose herself when she sees me and rushes over to give me a hug.
Oh good, you're home. Oops, I got some flour on you.
Oh, that is alright. Uncle Kaito's eyes are watering as he lunges towards the fridge and pulls out a carton of milk. Are you alright, Uncle Kaito? He doesn't even answer as he chugs a fresh glass of milk. Nikki finally composes herself enough to answer.
Aunt Yuki's making us Chinese food tonight. She ran one of the chilies around the rim of Uncle Kaito's glass when he wasn't looking.
She starts laughing again.
It doesn't hit you at first. Once it does.
Uncle Kaito takes another swig of milk while Aunt Yuki giggles.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
Their laughter is infectious, and I find myself laughing with them. Ha ha ha! Oh, that was a voice crack. It's good to see Aunt Yuki hasn't lost her sense of humor. Uncle Kaito, hasn't Aunt Yuki played this prank on you before?
She has. That's what makes it so funny.
It's been a while. Cut me some slack.
You're losing your touch, it seems.
Aunt Yuki's been away for too long.
Nikki sighs.
Do you really have to leave again, Aunt Yuki? It's so fun when you're around.
Hey, are you saying I'm not fun?
No, you're fun too.
That sounded awfully like a pity compliment.
Nikki giggles. Aunt Yuki fidgets with a corner of her apron.
Actually, you'll all be seeing a lot more of me.
Oh? Kaito looks at her in surprise.
Really?
She meets his gaze and nods.
If that's all right with you.
Of course. I just... Does that mean you're really going to stay here?
Yeah. Unless there's a reason why I shouldn't.
No, but...
Kaito hesitates. Nikki watches with bated breath. Her eyes are wide with excitement, and I can tell it's taking a lot of self-control for her to keep quiet. I am unsure if I should even be witnessing this conversation. Aunt Yuki seems to understand Kaito's unspoken question.
Watching you with the kids, you've, changed.
Yuki,
Nikki can't hold it anymore and explodes.
Aunt Yuki belongs here, Uncle Kaito. Let her stay.
Both Yuki and Kaito blush deeply. Nikki!
What? They clearly need my help.
Let's give them some privacy. I begin to push her out of the room.
But...
By the power of my virginity, you will not be in here. No buts. Reluctantly, Nikki allows me to lead her out of the kitchen and into the living room. We both sit down on the couch and I turn on the TV.
Do you think Aunt Yuki will really stay?
Of course. Yes. She obviously still cares for Uncle Kaito, and she still cares for her. I have a feeling that once she comes back, she won't be going anywhere.
I hope so. Then we'll be a family again.
I glance at Nikki. She looks hopeful, yet apprehensive. Again, we've always been a family.
I know, but it wasn't the same without Aunt Yuki around. It felt incomplete somehow, like Uncle Kaito was missing a part of himself.
It'll definitely be more interesting to have her back. We wait in silence. Every so often, Nikki would sneak glances at the door, but she doesn't move. I can't ignore the delicious smell of Kung Pao chicken wafting out of the kitchen, and my stomach grumbles loudly. I kinda wish they were having this conversation after we'd already eaten. Nikki giggles.
Are you ever not hungry?
Her eyes widen as her stomach grumbles just as loudly. Now it's my turn to laugh. Ha 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 ha. Luckily, we don't have to wait much longer until Aunt Yuki pops her head out.
Are you kids hungry yet?
Starving!
Then I guess we better feed you. Dinner's ready.
I jump to my feet and race to the kitchen, but Nikki lingers behind Aunt Yuki.
Does this mean you're staying?
Of course I'm staying. There's no way I'm going to let Kato keep you kids to himself.
Nikki grins from ear to ear and hugs Yuki tightly.
I'm so happy! There will finally be another woman in the house!
Aunt Yuki laughs as the two of them join us at the table.
I don't know how you managed all by yourself.
Me neither.
Everyone is all smiles as we sit down to eat. After dinner, Nikki dragged Aunt Yuki upstairs to show her a new dress she bought last week. Uncle Kaito and I are watching TV. In the middle of our show, his phone dings with an email. As he opens the email, his jaw sets. What is it?
It's an email from the PI.
What does it say? He holds the phone out for me to see, and we review the email together. Again, the content does not share much, but stresses that the accident might have been more than just an accident. The other driver has been spotted talking to Dad right before the car crash. Wait, someone wanted to hurt Father on purpose? Why, I oughta. Kato's voice is grim.
That seems to be what the PI is implying.
Son of a bitch. Why the fuck would he want to hurt him?
I wish I knew. Wasn't the other driver someone your dad knew?
Yeah, Ezra Wilson was Dad's colleague. They worked together on projects together.
Did something happen between them?
Not that I know of, and we can't even ask him since he's still in a coma last I heard. Kaito nods.
Well, the PI is still investigating. I'm sure he'll have more information soon.
None of this is making any sense. Ezra and Father worked in the same projects together for as long as I can remember, and he always seemed like a nice guy. I can't imagine that he'd want to hurt Father. Does this mean Father knew this was coming too? But how could he? He only left because Nikki called him. And what about Mother? I let out a frustrated sigh. I wish he could have just told me what happened. Wait, Jotomata? Father's research. The strange encryption in my core. Uncle Kaito noticed the change in my expression.
What is it?
I wonder if this has something to do with my core.
Because of the weird thing it did during your first match?
Correct.
If whoever wanted your dad dead was after your core, then you might be in danger. You probably shouldn't use Eagle again, just to be safe.
Okay, well, I wouldn't go that far. All my core did was use extra energy packs. At least that's what my professor said. That's why the referees didn't disqualify me from the match, thankfully.
Extra energy doesn't sound like something to kill over.
My thoughts exactly. I brought up my core for a different reason. It might be nothing, but our team engineer found a weird encryption from Father in my core. She didn't think it was anything important, but now I'm not so sure.
What does it say?
I don't know. He nods. I try to refocus on the TV show, but I can't stop thinking about the accident on purpose. I believe I'm just going to go to bed.
Alright. Try not to stress too much about this. I promise we'll find out what happened.
I smile weakly. Thanks, Uncle Kaito. After saying goodnight, I get ready for bed and slip under the blankets. I close my eyes, trying to clear my mind, but end up running through every detail of the accident I remember, hoping to find a clue. Eventually, I fall asleep out of pure exhaustion. I punch my alarm and feel unusually energized this morning. Today is our match against Akira, and after the training session yesterday with Coach Ivan, I feel confident in our abilities. This shall be an exciting match. By the power of my virginity, I shall destroy Akira's team by the power of my virginity. After getting ready, I wolf down my breakfast and drive to school on my Virgin Runner. Yuna stops me on my way to the pre-combat room.
Hey!
Oh, hey Yuna.
I'm glad I ran into you.
Does it count as running into me if you knew exactly where I would be?
Yes.
She grins and thrusts her tablet in front of me.
Do you mind filling out this survey really quickly?
Survey for what?
The session with Coach Ivan. Since yesterday's guest coach was a new initiative for Dashu, they like to gauge how valuable you all thought the session was. I've managed to track down everyone else, so yours is the last form I need.
Okay. I take a minute to fill out the survey. Once I finish, I hand the tablet back to Yuna.
Thanks.
No problem. I'm kind of impressed that Dashu would go to an extra mile to get someone like Coach Ivan to consult for a non-professional team. Yuna smiles.
That's one of the reasons I like them.
I wonder how they got him to agree.
Oh, it was easy. All I had to do was call.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I found his contact information online and figured it couldn't hurt to reach out. I asked his manager if this was something they'd be interested in, and luckily it was. Then I introduced the idea to Dashu, along with the proposal I put together. After that, it was just a matter of getting their approval and support with logistics.
You put all of this together? Yuna blinks in surprise and blushes.
It wasn't all me.
But the idea was yours. Actually, you helped me with some of the logistics for the Dashu event before the XE concert as well.
Yeah, but it was for stuff involving the team. I wanted to make sure you guys were getting properly introduced and represented.
I had no idea.
I was just doing my job.
You're doing an amazing job, Yuna. She blushes even deeper.
Anyway, thanks for filling this out.
No problem, I dab. Sure, but I better go in now. Carrie's probably about to blow a blood vessel waiting for me.
Good luck out there.
Thank you. Away! She waves goodbye before heading towards the stadium while I head to the pre-combat room. I quickly change into my pilot's outfit and rejoin the rest of my team at the holotable. Kaori is busy plotting out the arena and our respective gears everyone else silently watches. It's finally starting to set in that we're being matched against the top piloted ace. The confidence that I felt earlier wanes slightly. After a couple of more seconds, Kaori takes a step back from the holograph and looks over her handiwork.
Okay, this is what the war game layouts will be. As you all know, we'll be facing against Reborn, Akira's team. Mayu, can you report on their gear composition and weaponry?
Mayu nods and her fingers dot across the holotable.
Reborn is fully sponsored by Eludian Enterprises, which means they provide Reborn with the same cutting-edge weaponry that they provide their professional teams.
Well, shit.
Each gear is kitted out for specific purposes. That means, individually, they may have weaknesses, but as a unit, they cover each other's vulnerabilities.
Hold on. We may have actually lucked out.
Mayu should show a questioning look.
Well, you know how they're smashing everyone in terms of points? Win or lose, they're still going to be the number 1 seeded team.
Okay, how does that help us?
This happened last year as well. When Reborn was guaranteed the first ranked spot, they subbed in their backup pilots.
Really? I didn't even notice.
It's not a well-known fact because their 4-man gear equipment is always the same. But if you dig into their pilot history, you'll see it. And the stats show that when they started putting in their subs, their overall performance did decline, even if it was just a little.
So, what you're saying is that we'll be fighting against their backups, since they already have a guaranteed first seed?
Everyone but Phoenix.
Phoenix?
Akira's gear. Only he pilots it.
Oh, I'm surprised by Sho. He certainly didn't provide the same input in our previous matches as he did in this one. Even when not one of our matches was against his own roommate, the match must really mean something to him. Well, we can certainly use this in our favor. We'll press any advantage we can get. Kaori nods.
Agreed. Okay, so we can definitely use this to our advantage.
Kaori charges up some of the notes on the table.
I have an idea. What if we employ the same tactic we did against Tatsuo's team? Focus down Akira.
Mayu shakes her head.
That won't work. Claw of the Wild's team is Tatsuo. However, every member of Reborn is going to be strong even without Akira.
True, but Akira still surpasses the rest of his team in terms of skill. Instead of focusing Akira, what if we try to pull him out and play a 3v3 against the other members?
Who's going to handle 1v1 with Akira?
We all look at each other, although none of us want to admit it, except me. It's painfully clear that he would beat any of us in a duel, except me. I can do it. We may not be able to beat him in a straight match, except for me, but we at least have my overdrive mode as our pocket ace again. Kaori nods.
And since we haven't used it since the qualifiers, they definitely won't be expecting that.
Indeed!
That's right! As long as you keep Akira busy, we have a strong chance of beating the rest of the team and then helping you with Akira.
I'm gonna kick the shit out of him!
It won't be that easy, but I think this is our best chance at winning.
I'm still going to kick the shit out of him. We hash our details on the plan on the holotable.
Remember not to immediately activate your overdrive mode when you start.
Of course. I nod. I'll be on the timer once it activates. 3 minutes, so I shall use it wisely.
Exactly. Let's recap then. We'll create distance between the 3 of us and Eagle, with suppressive fire. We'll make it impossible for them to even attempt to gang up. If they stick together, we can keep our distance and trap them in crossfire. When they start to create distance with one another, Eagle will hard engage Phoenix, and we'll do the same with our respective opponents. Positioning will play a big part. We'll have to capitalize on the fact that Akira doesn't have as much team cohesion practice with the subs as he would with the regular starters.
Kaori looks at me.
You'll keep Akira engaged as long as you can, and we'll use the overdrive mode if it starts to look bad.
Is it too late to rename overdrive mode virgin mode? No? Yes? Okay. I nod.
That leaves the rest of us with 3-on-3. It'll be a tough match, but we should be able to beat Reborn's substitute pilots without Akira there.
What if Broseph goes down?
A valid concern. We should plan that out as well.
Depending on the battle condition, it might be worth going for the safer points if things aren't in our favor.
You mean take out the weakened gears instead of going for a win?
Kaori crosses her arms but nods. I blink in surprise. Judging by the sour look on our face, I can tell this strategy isn't ideal for her, but Kaori from before would never have even considered it. She then looks at Mayu.
I agree. That would be the best course of action.
We win and gang up on Akira afterwards, otherwise we go for the safe points instead of trying for the win. Broseph fights Akira, we fight the other 3.
Oh, okay, you said that out of order.
Correct.
Okay. Show nods. Okay, got it. My nerves are still jumpy. I feel positive about our plan.
We can do this!
Everyone stares at Mayu, she blinks, then pokes 2 fingers together.
I mean, if we try.
The team laughs. Ha 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 ha. Ever since we got together with Sho, she's been a lot more confident. I am really happy for her. The alarm rings, signaling for us to get to our stations.
Let's go!
Let's do this, team! Away! After one deep breath, I follow Kaori out of the room. Most matches during Reading Week are pretty quiet in terms of audience, but today the auditorium is filled with as many people, if not more, than a typical match.
2 undefeated teams, but only one will continue their winning streak.
Bring it on, bitch! I'm ready.
Entering first is Ace 204911.
We really should have changed our name. The crowd thunders to life. I stare out into the sea of people as they jump and wave from their seats. The difference from polite applause we received when we started is surreal. The energy fuels me, and I can't hold back my grin. If this is a taste what it's like to compete in the big leagues, then count me in.
Versus the team who requires no introduction, Reborn!
The stadium rumbles from all the cheering. The underdog versus the university's pride. I put aside my studying to watch a match like that as well. Oh shit. Reborn enters the stadium. Their gears sparkle underneath the lights. A sleek and pristine image of the modernity of Illudian.
Are you all ready for this legendary showdown?
The crowd goes wild.
Then let's not delay this anymore. And begin!
Hajime!
Let's go! Stick to the plan and be vocal.
Indeed!
Roger.
Indeed!
Okay.
Away! I jet away from the rest of my team as they circle Akira's team. As if looking in a mirror, Akira's team follows suit. They boost towards the rest of my team as Akira stays put. His gear shifts into a fighting stance. He brandishes his scythe and activates his energy blade. He was waiting for me. Did he anticipate our plans, or did he just want a fight to be one-on-one? Regardless, it doesn't matter. All that matters now is I'm here and Akira's here. My teammates' voices fade into the background as they coordinate their attacks against the rest of Reborn. All my focus is on Phoenix. This will be a glorious duel. My heart races, a clean duel between myself and the top ace pilot. It's time to see what I'm really made out of. I grab Eagle's controls. My hands are sweaty, but my nerves have steadied. My adrenaline is pumping and I'm itchy to begin. I max Eagle's thrusters and dash forward. Phoenix braces for the attack. I deliver a powerful blow. With its scythe raised, Phoenix parries, but still gets knocked back from the sheer force of my attack. Phoenix dashes towards me, winding up his scythe for a carving. Dodge! Nice try, motherfucker. My reflexes kick into motion and I send energy into my side thrusters. With a rumble of my engines, I dodge to the side and send a powerful strike towards Phoenix. Its shield shimmers to protect the gear, but looks like it took a decent hit to its energy reserves. I fall into defense and circle Akira, who circles me. We've both been waiting for each other to make a move. Akira is first to break the circle. As soon as he activates his thrusters, so do I. We boost towards each other at incredible speed, our weapons leading the way. Our blades collide in a loud ringing which rends the air. I grit my teeth and push with all my might, as our blades stay locked in with the battle of wills. Parry! Sweat beads on my forehead, while I continue to control Eagle, channeling all of my strength. A yell escapes from my lips as I force his scythe up and spin out of the way to land a swing at his back. The hit registers and Akira's shield shimmers dangerously. Haha! If I keep this up, I believe I can win. I can't tell if I can hear the roar of the crowd or if that's the blood thundering in my ears in time with the pounding of my heart. Before I had a chance to catch my breath, Phoenix boosts towards me. His scythe points at me, ready for an attack. I steady my blade for a parry when its thrusters change at the last moment, and the scythe switches angles. Nani? Ugh! I block some of the force with my blade, but it's an awkward angle. Phoenix swipes wide again. Gah! What the? Such speed! The speed smashes into Eagle's side. Phoenix is about to swing again. Akira is attacking from more aggressively now than we begin. Was he taking it easy to gauge my ability? Well, I wouldn't be underestimated. If he thinks he's about to swing for the win, he'll be sorely disappointed. I flip on my virgin mode and pray it works. The familiar shifting of noises and motions sounds my cockpit, and my heart threatens to beat right out of my chest in anticipation. An eruption of energy explodes from Eagle, and I'm once again looking at my energy reserves, sitting well over 9,000. I let out a small whoop of relief and excitement. I feel just as pumped as rejuvenated as Eagle. I have 3 minutes on the clock, but let's see if Phoenix can even last that long. My fists glow softly from the overwhelming energy. Channeling that energy, I ready myself to attack when something collides with Eagle and forces me to slide back. Nani? None desu ka? Phoenix's wings and his entire gear is surrounded by a swirl of red energy. Nani? Can Akira's gear enter overdrive mode as well? How the hell is this possible? Phoenix races towards me, snapping me out of my thoughts. Phoenix maxes its thrusters and leaps into the air. As it spirals down, I raise my arm and our fists collide. Waves of energy ripple around us. Still clutching my blade in my other hand, I strike. Phoenix rolls to his side and then dashes back towards me while his scythe is raised. Our blades clash in a parry. Since we're both in overdrive mode, it looks like we're back on equal footing. I clench my jaw. This did not go well for me when I was simply on a pilot skill. How the hell should I play this? By the power of my virginity, I shall stall him! I alter my energy output to play defensively, and I raise my blade in case I need to block or parry. I cautiously watch Phoenix, who activates again and rushes towards me. With my defensive protocol enabled, I easily parried his blow and returned to my defensive stance. Phoenix charges forward again, swinging the scythe to the right, which I managed to block without a second's hesitation. Phoenix spins and lands an energy fist into Eagle's front arc. My shield shimmers as it absorbs the blow, a blow which would have taken out a gear at one strike. I keep a watchful eye on my stats. I won't be able to delay him for too long before he'll wear me down. But that is alright. Stay focused. I block blow after blow, those which make it through my defense are absorbed by my shield. Even with no energy output on offense or thrusters, Akira's skillful attacks are rapidly connecting and depleting my overdrive reserve. It looks like I may not be able to sustain any more after this. Phoenix charges towards me one last time as I brace for the final blow. Phoenix hovers over top of me mid-swing, but the red glow has disappeared. In fact, all of his energy is gone. Did it just get depowered? It is very reminiscent of how Eagle suddenly depowers after overdrive mode. This is way too similar to be a coincidence. Although Phoenix cannot move, Eagle can. I glance at the timer. Only 45 seconds have passed. A wan smile graces my lips. Looks like Eagle's core is still one of a kind.
Akira's depowered?
What? Are you serious?
Yes, by the power of my virginity, I stalled until his overdrive boat ran out of power. Haha, stall tactics. By the power of my virginity, I did it. Anyway, there's still a match going on. No time for dilly-dallying. With my overdrive mode still good for about 2 minutes, I speed towards my teammates and assess the damage. Showa and Mayu were depowered, but they took out one of the opposing gears and dealt decent damage to the others. Aura is struggling to hold off 2 gears at once. Her armor is riddled with dents and dings. She's definitely seen better days. Do not worry! I, Gervin and Derv, the Virgin Walker, am here! With Eagle and Aura back to back, we both ready ourselves.
We can still do this!
Indeed! Show them what Eagle's Virgin mode can do. Let us go! I spawn an energy shield in front of us to block the incoming shots as Kaori charges in, safe behind the protective wall. As soon as we are within melee range, we engage the remaining gears. My shield wavers as Kaori duels one of the reborn, but it hardly matters. Her blades are a blur as they slice through the air as soon as the opposing gear on the defensive. My opponent can barely withstand Eagle's overdrive attacks, and although he managed to get a few strikes in, I ultimately depowered the shit out of him. My overdrive mode expires shortly after, so I turned my attention to Kaori's battle. Even though both her and Reborn's gear are damaged, Aura is in much worse condition from the battle before. Combate! You only got this!
That's
you
right.
got this!
Go, Cody!
She readjusts her. Aura readjusts and readies her weapon, as does the other gear. They charge each other in a clash of blades. They seem evenly matched in their struggle until Aura uses a sudden burst of energy to overwhelm the opponent and knocks his blade away, then strikes. The blow depowers the enemy gear, but depowers Kaori as well. She uses all of her remaining energy to deal the final blow. The arena is eerily quiet. Even the announcer is silent.
Hold on, folks. We'll have to check the replay on that.
The air is thick in my cockpit. I'm acutely aware of how my breath comes in ragged pants. Please let us be victorious. An image projects on the stadium billboard. Aura and Reborn's gear's blades are locked. I hold my breath as the video unfolds. Aura forces the enemy blade away and strikes. The gear depowers, and only 1 second later, Aura depowers, which means...
Ace 20-49-11 continues their undefeated streak!
I immediately dab after the announcer said his announcement. The ground shakes beneath my feet and the stadium rumbles with cheers and applause. We won!
We did it, Broseph!
Kaori lets out a cheer as Mayu laughs. I stare into the crowd, hardly able to register what's going on. The people, the noises, the acrid smell of burnt metal. It's sensory overload. But we did it! We actually did it! With the match finished, gear controls are restored.
I think we can all agree that this was the best preseason match, bar none. Am I right?
The stadium thunders approval.
We'll have the replays available later today. For now, I'll have to ask our contenders to leave the arena so the next match can begin.
Before shuffling out of the arena, Phoenix gives us a salute wave. I immediately flip him off after that, to flex on him. Speaking of Phoenix, Howard was also equipped with overdrive mode. An uneasiness settles in the pit of my stomach as we return our gears back to the hangar and make our way to the pre-combat room. I quickly change back into my uniform as questions kept swirling around in my mind. When we enter the pre-combat room, I am alone. My teammates must still be changing. I try and collect my thoughts, but they're just as scattered as before. I barely register my teammate's arrival. Sho suddenly throws an arm around me and pulls me close, nearly choking me.
You were awesome out there!
Thank you. I want to share in Sho's jubilation, but I can't stop thinking about how the fuck another gear other than Eagle was able to go into overdrive, if only for a short while.
I can't believe we beat Akira and his team!
Mayu's cheeks are flushed with excitement as she wears a small smile.
We got lucky we won this time. It was a really close call.
Oh, come on, Kaori. We won against Akira! No matter how close a call it was, we still beat the #1 team at Ace!
That may be true, but they're still the #1 seeded team.
With this victory, we should at least solidify a position in the top 3!
I suppose that's true too.
She lets a small smile escape, but clearly there was still something on her mind.
But isn't anyone else concerned by Akira's overdrive ability?
Yes! I've been trying to figure that one out. As far as I know, only Dad understood that kind of technology, so how the fuck did Akira get a hold of it?
If he knew about this, then he's got a lot of questions to answer.
He never used it in any previous battles, so this must be a recent addition.
Son of a bitch. I need to talk to him. Sho nods. I'm glad my teammates understand. With all these questions floating around in my mind, I can't enjoy our win.
Alright, you go take care of business first. But don't forget, today you are still a winner.
We are the champions. As soon as I get all of this figured out, we are going to celebrate properly.
We'll be waiting for ya.
I'm going to see if I can catch up with Akira and punch that smug bastard in the face for copying my moves. The team nods and I head towards the hangar. Luckily, Akira is still there. Akira, you son of a bitch! I yell towards him. He turns at the second of his name and the sound of bitch and flashes me a smile.
Hey, I believe congratulations are in order.
Why, thank you. His smile is genuine, but something is different about him.
It's been a long time since I've had a match that close. What a rush. That type of feeling is intoxicating, isn't it? It's the reason I want to be a professional wargamer.
Even though he lost, there's no bitterness in his voice. In fact, he now speaks to me as if we're equals. Yes, however, that is not why I'm here. His smile falters.
What's up?
How the fuck did you went into overdrive mode, you motherfucking copycat?
It kicks in automatically when I'm close to getting depowered.
Just like what mine used to do, my jaw sets. How the fuck did you get that technology? Akira's smile drops completely at my tone.
It was an upgrade from Eludian. Is something wrong?
What the fuck? How the hell did they get that technology?
I don't know. They didn't tell me anything specific, just that this gear was a prototype. I'm not sure what's going on, but I can get you in touch with them if you want.
I'd appreciate that.
Sure.
He rummaged through his phone and texts me a phone number.
Here's the number to our account manager. Maybe he'll be able to tell you.
Thank you. I feel a little bad charging over and acting kind of a dick towards Akira. Of course, he wouldn't know what was going on. Eludian takes care of the larger installations like a new core. All Akira would know is how to use it. I didn't get a chance to say this before, but that was a great match back there. Towards the end, I wasn't quite sure who was going to come out victorious. Akira's smiles return.
Same here. Congrats again on your win.
Thank you. Akira glances past me.
I should get back to my team.
Of course. I nod, and Akira leaves. As soon as he's out of sight, I dial Eludian's contact number and he gave me.
Hello?
Greetings, my name is Gervin Ingerv. I'm one of the pilots for Ace 204911.
Yes, I'm familiar with you and your team. How can I help you?
I had some questions relating to Akira's core overdrive.
Unfortunately, I can't help you. I'm only involved in the team side of things. You'll have to talk to someone in the tech and engineering department.
I see. Well, is there a person I can get in touch with?
Your best bet would be to try calling Eludian's main number and setting up an appointment.
Alright, thank you.
Good luck.
After we hang up the call, I quickly locate Eludian's number. I try to keep my irritation in check as I wait for someone to answer. Finally, I reach the receptionist, who helpfully inquires if I have an appointment or if I like to make an appointment. Realizing I was going to get nowhere, I made an appointment to visit the office tomorrow. I am exhausted and I made no progress with getting answers. I text my team what happened and find them waiting on the quad. Valerie and Yuna are there too.
Show got us up to speed.
With how long it took me to activate your overdrive mode, Eludian has got to be working with a prototype or have access to your core's blueprints.
Son of a bitch! Those are my thoughts exactly, but how the hell would they have gotten those schematics?
I didn't give it to them. Promise.
I give her a weak grin. Not what I was implying, but still good to know.
Still, that sucks, Broseph.
Mayu nods.
I'm a little surprised the account manager doesn't know that information.
Yuna looks thoughtful.
I think for larger companies like Eludian, it makes sense. The account managers are the liaison between the sponsor and the sponsee, so that's their main focus. They make sure the team gets what was supposed to go to them, so they don't need to know how that item was acquired or developed in the first place. The only time you see a lot of interdepartmental duties is when you're with smaller companies.
Does Dashu have a similar model as Eludian?
Oh yes, definitely. Especially since they sponsor more than one industry.
Well, I have an appointment scheduled for tomorrow. Hopefully that will be more successful.
Good. It's easier to demand answers in person.
Indeed.
Demand? Pretty sure that's how you get kicked out of a place.
Not if I have the power of my virginity.
He's got to be aggressive if he wants to get any answers. Otherwise, they'll keep passing him off from one person to the next.
Damn right, Kaori. Something is weird, and I need to find out what the fuck is it. My voice holds more confidence than I feel. I can't quite the sinking feeling in the pit of my stomach. Yuna nods and speaks quite gently.
For now, you should try not to stress about it.
Yeah, there's not much you can do.
You're right, I know. I think I'm going to head home then. I don't feel much like celebrating. The team murmurs their assent. The mood is completely ruined, which is too bad because this was the win we've been waiting for. Once I get to the bottom of this, I promise we will celebrate Probably. We say our goodbyes and I head to the parking lot. Then I hop on my Virgin Runner and head home. Uncle Kaito and Nikki are both sitting on the couch watching TV when I arrive. Greetings, Uncle Kaito. Greetings, Nikki. Kaito grins at me.
Welcome back. How was your match?
Actually,
Finally, you're home. I thought you were going to miss it.
Miss what?
The Moskers, of course. Did you forget?
In all the excitement of today, I completely forgot about the Moskars. My expression must have given away in my thoughts because Nikki shakes her head. I forgot. Whoops.
Seriously, how could you forget when your favorite actor, Leonardo DiCaprio, was nominated?
To be fair, he's been nominated 5 times before.
That's not the point, Uncle.
I snuggle in between them on the couch just as the opening number starts. I only partially pay attention to most of the nominations. Every so often I peek at Uncle Kaito and Nikki. Kaito looks about as engaged as I am, while Nikki is practically on the edge of her seat. Every so often she'd shout out who she hopes to win. Finally, it's the moment we've all been waiting for, the nominations for the Best Actor. Leonardo DiCaprio is nominated for his role in The Apparition against a handful of people no one cares about. Uncle Kaito and I look over at each other in solidarity. Nikki leans in so far forward in her seat, I'm afraid she's going to fall off.
And the Mosker goes to...
I hold my breath as the announcer rips open the envelope in the slowest way possible.
Leonardo DiCaprio!
Hey! Nikki jumps up and screams while Kaito throws a fist in the air and shouts excitedly. Jump up with Nikki. I leap off the couch, and jump up and down with Nikki. She throws her arms around me in a hug. He finally did it!
I know!
I'm feeling a little left out here.
Nikki and I glance at each other and laugh. Then we each gave Kaito a high five. Honestly, Nikki, I'm surprised you're excited by this. I didn't realize you liked him.
This is a momentous event! What's not to like?
Before I can answer, she shushes me.
Oh, he's about to give his speech.
Oh? We watch as Leonardo graciously accepts his Moskar and runs through his list of thanks. Oh, this is a voice? Okay. And finally, I'd like to mention how thankful I am that we took care of global warming back in 2016, so everyone can still enjoy the wonders of snow. The audience roars with applause as CEO walks off the stage.
What a classy guy.
Yeah.
Nikki gets back on her feet.
Anybody want a snack?
Kaito perks up.
I wouldn't say no to that.
Same here.
Be right back.
She runs off into the kitchen and returns with a plate of strawberries.
Ooh, strawberries.
Kaito's face lights up as he grabs the closest one to him. Without hesitation, he takes a huge bite, then catches himself as the chocolate dribbles down his chin. Wait, is that chocolate?
Yeah.
I pick up the strawberry and pop into my mouth. Cream-filled.
I also have some filled with gelatin and cookie butter.
This is amazing.
Hot damn, she beams.
Do you really think so?
Yes.
I eat another strawberry in response.
Where did you find this idea?
I don't know, I was just thinking about how I wanted chocolate-covered strawberries, but I hate when the chocolate comes off unevenly or the shell breaks off when you bite into it. I figured this was a better yet still delicious alternative.
I can confirm it is. Kaito eats another strawberry.
Do you think you can make this at the cafe?
Nikki's eyes glitter.
Seriously? You think it's that good?
Definitely. It's a simple twist on a familiar treat. I have no doubts it'll be well received.
I'd be honored!
Great! What do you want to call them?
Fruit suckles. Strawberry Dream. What about Strawberry Dream?
That's not terrible.
It's decent, hopefully. Uncle Kaito looks thoughtful.
It's vague enough that it can encompass all the different filling options.
Haha!
We'll think about it.
Right.
Well, since nobody here seems to appreciate my genius, I'm going to bed.
It is getting late.
Uncle Kaito stifles a yawn.
Yeah, I think I'm going to turn in too.
He starts to get up, then pops the last strawberry into his mouth.
I thought you were going to bed.
I couldn't leave the poor thing to live on that plate all alone. Better that he's with his friends.
Yep, definitely time for me to go to bed. Nikki giggles. After I help her clean up the kitchen a bit, I head upstairs and dream of dessert. Oh. A familiar sound of my alarm wakes me up. I punch it off and rub the sleep from my eyes. Why did I set up the alarm when I don't have any classes today? Alright, I wanted to get some studying done. Stifling a yawn, I force myself out of bed and head towards the washroom to get ready. Once I've gone through my morning routine, I'm a lot more awake and ready to hit the books. I have to force myself not to start studying my easiest classes and focus on the difficult material. The more I focus, the more tired I get. How did I ever study in the past? After a couple of more hours, my eyes are starting to cross and need a break. There's still a lot more time before my eluding meeting this afternoon. I wonder if anyone's free. Show, my man! I feel my phone vibrate in my pocket and Show flashes across the screen. Greetings!
Meet me at the garage, ASAP!
Huh? Why?
I have to show you something cool.
Very well. I shall be over in a bit.
Make haste!
I hop on my Virgin Runner and drive over. I wonder what exactly his surprise could be. When I arrive at the garage, Show waits impatiently for me by the entrance. He ushers me in without a word and navigates to a secluded part of the garage. A big blanket covers the outline of a car.
Here it is!
That's a pretty sweet beige blanket, man. Show frowns and shakes his head.
No, it's what's underneath.
Oh?
Yep.
Well, enough with the suspense already.
Roger.
With one swooping grab, Show throws off the blanket. Beside him is a vintage model 2017 Ford Mustang in a fresh blue paint and white racing stripes. I've seen this in old school car photos, but never one up close. This is too cool. Where the hell did you get it?
Get it? I built it.
Built it?
Yeah. I found the frame from an old mechanic shop and then thought I'd try to restore it. It was hard to find all the different pieces, and I've been working on it for a few years, but it's finally done!
He grins proudly.
I thought you'd appreciate an American manufactured car.
He's certainly right about that.
I still can't believe these things need refueling every week. Talk about a non-sustainable source of energy.
Yeah, it's pretty insane when you think about how hard the oil companies were trying to roadblock the electric car.
I have to give big props to Tesla and their revolutionary Model Trio.
We both nod. I still can't imagine what people from 2017 would think if they knew we'd have self-driving cars with renewable energy that only needed a monthly charge.
But the best part's still coming up.
What is it?
The roar of an engine, of course! I've seen MeTube videos of it, but never had the pleasure of hearing one.
My bike is the closest I've come to hearing an authentic engine, and even that is an inadequate comparison. I'm pretty excited as well. Show pulls out the keys to the car and opens the driver's side door. He slips the key in the ignition, then looks at me.
Ready?
Do it. He turns the key. A deep rumbling escapes the cylinders as the engine fires up. Holy
sweet,
shit,
huh?
Not bad. He beams. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. We hear a really strange noise followed by a painful screech of grinding metal. What was that? The engine makes dying noises, then the car goes silent, black smoke seeps out from under the hood.
Oh?
Show pops the hood and fellows around under there, muttering to himself.
Oh man, I knew it! Curse you, Dat Boy 69!
What's going on?
He was the guy on Kajiji who sold me this defective part.
He points at something. With my minimal understanding of an engine's framework, all I can do is nod in sympathy.
Knew I shouldn't have trusted him.
Sorry, man. Show shakes his head.
Nah, it's okay. This is actually good.
Huh?
Well, I was starting to feel a little sad when I was finishing up the car. It's been so much fun building it that I wasn't quite ready to let it go and start something new. But now it doesn't have to end.
I guess spending that much time on a project can get you pretty attached to it. I'm sure you'll get it working better than before. Show grins.
That's the plan.
He scratches the back of his head.
Sorry, I guess it wasn't much of a show. I probably should have tested it out first, but I was too excited.
No way, the ignition was worth it.
You got that right.
We both grin. It looks like you got some work to do, so I'm going to head out. Let me know if it's ready, when it's ready, for a test drive, that is.
Of course.
I'm excited to see the real finished project. I've never had the chance to drive a muscle car, or a manual. As we say our goodbyes, Sho gets back to work and I leave. It is almost time for my appointment with Eludian. I drive my Virgin Runner downtown and park near the Eludian Enterprises. The building is impressive as the sunlight reflects off the tinted windows. Eludian's signage is posted in the front entrance. It's large enough to be seen from a distance, but it isn't as gaudy as a Warp Tech signage. The receptionist cheerfully greets me when I enter. I let her know my name, and it's not long before I'm led to an engineer's office. He gestures for me to have a seat, which I accept. Thank you for agreeing to meet with me.
My pleasure. How may I be of assistance?
I have a few questions about the core overdrive technology seen at Ace Academy's match yesterday.
What questions?
I'll just get straight to the point. How were you able to engineer the core's overdrive mode? That technology is not common knowledge.
I apologize, but I can't disclose company secrets.
Son of a bitch. I should have seen that one coming. If they're so tight-lipped, but that doesn't mean there's some shady business going on here. I'm not sure what is going on here. As far as I'm aware, that technology has not been made available, so how was that addition suddenly built into Akira's gear?
Again, I'm sorry, but that's not something I'm at liberty to discuss.
Obviously, this conversation is going nowhere. My frustration increases as makes my tongue loose. Then what can you discuss? So far, it's only been the only thing you've said. He frowns.
I don't appreciate that tone.
Go fuck yourself. I don't appreciate you stringing me along like this. Why did you agree to meet me if you had no intention of talking to me?
If you ask me a question I am at liberty to answer, then I will gladly answer it for you.
The only answers I need are for the questions I have asked.
I'm sorry, but it looks like I won't be able to help you.
Well, go fuck yourself then. I cross my arms. I'm not leaving here without answers.
Then I'm afraid I will have to call for security.
And I will kick the shit out of security by the power of my virginity. I stare at him defiantly as he picks up the phone. In a matter of minutes, two burly guards show up in the office. They each grab a hold of one of my arms and drag me out of the office. No! Let me go! I can't leave until I get some answers.
What is the meaning of this?
What the... A tall man dressed in a smart suit blocks the hallway.
Why are the guards trying to forcibly remove this young man from the premises?
We're just following orders, sir.
I am the order here.
Oh? The guards look at each other, then release me.
Thank you.
The man turns to me.
What is this all about?
Although he speaks softly, there's a clear air of authority around him. I don't dare act petulantly towards him, especially after he's given me the second chance to get my answers. My apologies, sir, but I came here looking for an answer to a simple question.
What question?
In regards to the overdrive core from Ace Academy match yesterday. He studies me.
You are a student here?
Yes, a pilot.
Come in my office. Perhaps I can help you.
He dismisses the guard and leads me into a private office with large windows. I read the plaque on his desk, which is twice the size of my own. Donnie Roos, CEO. I glance sharply at him, but he doesn't seem to notice. Why is the CEO getting involved with that kind of dispute? He offers me a seat, to which I take. Maybe this is some sort of PR stunt. Although he seems helpful, I shouldn't let my guard down.
Now, explain to me how I can help.
I go through my explanation about the match yesterday and mention who I am. He seems intrigued after hearing my name.
You're the pilot of Eagle?
That is correct.
Your gear caused quite a bit of intrigue in the R&D community with your unique core.
Then how exactly was Eludian able to possess that technology? He raises an eyebrow as if implying the answer is obvious.
We partnered with Midori Energy to develop the core. Midori Energy supplied the schematics, and of course the Eludian team worked hard to build and refine it.
I blink. Midori Energy? Does he mean Midori Energy Inc.? That was Father's company.
I'm surprised Dashu, being an energy drink company, was able to acquire the technology before it went to market.
Something very weird is going on here, but I don't think Eludian is involved maliciously. Yeah, I guess Dashu has their sources. He smiles.
I don't doubt it.
The phone rings, interrupting our conversation.
I'll have to take this.
I nod and stand. Thank you very much for meeting with me. I appreciate your time.
You're an interesting pilot. Perhaps our paths will cross again.
Perhaps. He nods in dismissal and answers his phone while I leave his office. My mind is a whirlwind of questions as I leave the building and head back to my bike. Was Father working on this core for Midori Energy? I'd always thought this was a project for the two of us, but if that's not the case, then perhaps this has something to do with... I shake my head, trying to free myself from these thoughts. I cannot jump to conclusions. I need to clear my head and calm down. Perhaps someone is free right now. I could use the distraction. Kaori! Just as I'm about to dial Kaori's number, she calls me instead. I answer. Hey.
Hi. Are you busy?
Not particularly. What's up?
Did you want to come to the gym with me? I'm going to try a new routine, and would like to have a spotter.
Sure thing. The gym in the rec center?
Yes, thanks.
No problem. I shall see you there. I make my way to the rec center and quickly get changed. Once I'm done, I enter the gym. Kaori is in her gym uniform, and I stifle a laugh. Ha ha! I thought I'd be used to it by now, but I'm not. As she stretches, I notice a few guys staring very obviously at her, but Kaori's too focused to notice. They got lucky this time. Greetings, Kaori. She nods.
Hi. Thanks for agreeing to help.
No problem. I was going to get a workout anyway. So what is this new routine you have planned? She hands me her phone and I scroll through.
I've mainly been doing endurance training, and would like to incorporate more mass building.
Sounds good. Alright, let us get started then. She nods, and we find an empty bench. She begins to gathering weights and add them to the bar. And keeps adding weights. My jaw drops as she adds 100 pounds to the bar. Is this petite girl for real? Kaori lies down on the bench and I stand by her head. She adjusts her grip and focuses her breathing, then lifts the bar off and begins her reps. Although I knew Kaori took her fitness seriously, I'm still impressed. She's attracted a few more onlookers too, so I'm not the only one impressed. With one final exhale, she places the bar back on the bench.
Alright, warm-ups are done.
That was just the warm-ups? Holy shit! She adds another 20 pounds to her waist and repeats her reps. After she completed her set, she slides out from the bench and wipes her face with a towel. Wow, very nice. Kaori offers me a smile.
Thanks. Okay, your turn now.
Very well, by the power of my virginity, it is my time to shine. How do I want to play this? Tough. Beast mode. I got this. 200 pounds. Let's do this. I slap on my weights until I reach 2,200 pounds. With great determination, I pump some mad reps with my swole body. Once complete, Kaori stares at me with her mouth hanging open.
I didn't know you were so fit.
That is the power of my virginity, my friend. I smirk. How else would I impress the ladies? Kaori rolls her eyes.
Of course, that's your reason.
No, it's actually not. Canonically, come on. Whatever works. A loud vibration interrupts us. Kaori pulls out her phone and reviews her text messages. As she reads, a smile creeps onto her face. I think I may have an idea who that is. She sends a reply before looking back up. As soon as she sees my wide grin, her smile falters.
What's with that look?
Was that Aito? Her cheeks flare.
How did you know?
I have a younger sister, remember? I know that grin, what that grin means.
It's not like that.
What did he ask you? She refuses to answer. Oh, I guess I'll have to make my own conclusions then.
What? Don't be stupid. He just asked if we can go get some snacks for the daycare. We're meeting at the mall.
I shouldn't interfere. Alright, whatever you say. Kaori shakes her head.
Let's get back to the workout.
Of course. The rest of the workout is very productive and I set a new personal record for myself. Kaori and I will definitely we'll have to make this more of a regular thing. Once we wrap up, we say our goodbyes and head our separate ways. We are rivals. When I arrive home, Yuki is rummaging through the drawers in the living room. She glances at me and grins.
Oh, good, you're here. Where are your rubber bands?
Huh?
Rubber bands, I need them.
Why? She just smiles.
Do you know where they are?
Yeah, in the bottom drawer of the table beneath the mirror. Yuki searches the drawer and pulls out a rubber band.
Thanks!
I watch her curiously as she wanders into the kitchen. She ties the rubber band around the nozzle sprayed next to the faucet. Afterwards, she grabs Uncle Kaito's phone, which was lying unattended on the kitchen table. I peek over her shoulder and watch her change his lock screen into a screenshot of his home screen. Then she puts the phone back down. I follow her back into the living room where she takes a seat on the couch and flips through a magazine as if nothing ever happened. What's going on?
As soon as Kato comes out, I want you to block your number and call his phone.
Why?
Just do it. It'll be worth it.
Very well. I shrug and join her on the couch. If you say so. We didn't have to wait long before Kaito emerges from the back room. I do as Aunt Yuki asks and immediately call his phone. Yuki watches me closely as I do, then grins.
Kato, are you going into the kitchen? Do you mind getting me a glass of water?
No problem.
Thank you.
As soon as Kaito walks through the kitchen door, Yuki and I bolt off to the couch and creep in the doorway to watch what unfolds. Kaito picks up an empty glass in one hand and his phone in the other. He puts the glass down beside the sink and focuses on his phone. When he turns on the faucet, the rubber band forces the water to spray out of the nozzle and catches Kaito all over his chest. He yelps in surprise and quickly shuts off the water, then tries to desperately swipe his phone. Aunt Yuki and I can't hold back our laughter, and fall into a fit of giggles by the door. Uncle Kaito looks increasingly worried as he can't get his phone to work.
Yuki, this isn't funny. I think you damaged my phone.
She's too busy laughing to answer.
I need this for work. This is serious.
Yuki finally composes herself.
Relax, your phone is fine.
Clearly it's not. It's frozen.
No, it's not. Give it here.
She plucks out the phone out of his hand and unlocks it. He furrows his brow in confusion.
I just changed your wallpaper. Funny, right?
I can't help laugh at the expression on Kaito's face. It's relief plus irritation plus confusion rolled into one. My laugh makes Yuki want to laugh, although she tries her best to keep a straight face in front of Kaito.
Oh, Kaito, your face!
She breaks down into laughter. Soon, even Kaito cracks a smile at the both of us.
One day, Yuki, you are going to give me a heart attack.
Don't say things like that.
I slowly compose myself and Kaito glances at me.
You were in on this too? I thought you were on my side.
Apologies, but Yuki's the fun one. She smiles and gives me a hug.
Alright, fun one. Since this was all your fault to begin with, you should be the one to clean up the kitchen.
Fair enough.
Yuki goes to grab some towels while Uncle Kaito and I head to the living room. I should tell him about what I learned at Illudian. Uncle Kaito, I need to tell you something. It involves Father. His smile drops.
What is it?
Yesterday, during my match with Akira's team, Akira's gear went into overdrive mode.
The same overdrive mode your core can do?
Yeah, I confronted Illudian about it this afternoon, and they told me that Midori Energy was the one that supplied him with the technology. Uncle Kaito looks grave.
That was your father's company.
Correct.
Was this technology a research project he was working on for the company?
I don't know. He never mentioned anything to me about it when we were building Eagle. When I discovered Eagle had this ability, I assumed it had something to do with something Dad had created just for me, but now I'm not so sure. Kaito nods.
I'll have the PI investigate Midori Energy and see if there are any connections.
Before I can respond, Aunt Yuki returns to the living room.
How about a little TV time with my two favorite boys?
I'm up for that.
Same here.
Is Nikki home?
Not yet.
She is such a busy bee. She can join us when she comes back.
We throw on a movie, and Uncle Kaito and Aunt Yuki add their own commentary to what's going on. Normally it would be annoying, but I'm just happy to see that they're getting along so well again. Eventually, Nikki comes home and snuggles between Kaito and Yuki on the couch. For the first time in a while, I feel like I'm part of a family again. It's not just Nikki and me anymore. Judging by Nikki's smiles, I think she feels the same way. We watch until the late hours in the night, and then I say my goodbyes and head to bed. And it's not long before I drifted off to sleep. I can hear both Kaito and Nikki downstairs. Does she not work today? I barely seen Nikki since she started working at the restaurant, and although I didn't have classes this week, I was still busy with school. Perhaps we can catch up today. As soon as I head downstairs, Kaito and Nikki greet me with matching grins. It's like they were waiting for me. I have a bad feeling about this.
Hey, bud. Sleep well last night?
Yeah, thanks.
That's good. Feeling well rested?
Yes. Their smiles don't budge. What's going on?
Oh, nothing. We just had a small favor to ask.
Yeah, so small, just teeny tiny.
That does not sound promising. What is it?
We're a little understaffed at one of our restaurants. More specifically, the one Nikki works at.
Nikki nods.
We were hoping you could come and help out.
Really? That's it? I suppose I could help. I don't have any other plans right now. Kaito bursts into a big grin.
Perfect! He said yes!
Wait, what?
You can't back out now.
What? What? Kaito races towards the door.
I'll be in the call. Come out when you guys are ready!
He disappears, leaving a nervous-looking Nikki. What did he mean by ready?
Don't worry about it.
I narrow my eyes. Nikki?
It's nothing. The restaurant's just doing a theme today.
Oh no, anything is about to be bad. What kind of theme?
One of maids in a cafe.
Maid cafe! She slides into the side and reveals a neatly pressed butler costume. No! Haha, not happening. Wordlessly, I turn around and head back up the stairs.
Hey! Where do you think you're going?
Somewhere that is not a maid cafe. She frowns.
Really?
Yes, really.
Okay.
Wait, that was too easy. Nikki looks down. Oh no. No, not this.
I just thought that you'd want to spend some time with me. And it's just a tiny request.
No.
But if you can't, it's okay.
No, wait, it's not. She ends with a series of sniffles. Woman tears, my only weakness. Fine, I'll go. Nikki immediately perks up.
Okay, good. Hurry up and get dressed.
She grins and starts fussing with the outfits. How can she do that so convincingly? Oh well, I suppose there's no turning back now. I grab the outfit, then head to my room and get changed. Once I'm done, I look in the mirror. It might not be my first choice in outfit, but I still look pretty damn good. Nikki is waiting for me downstairs, dressed in her maid outfit.
Ooh, looking sharp, big bro.
Thanks, you're not looking too bad yourself. Nikki grins.
Let's not keep Kaito waiting any longer.
I nod and we both head out. Away to the maid cafe. As soon as I step into the car, Kaito's eyes widen and he chokes back a laugh.
That's a good look for you.
What a guy. Where's your costume, Uncle? His laugh fills the car.
Oh no, I'm not working. I'm just the chauffeur.
Too bad. I bet you would have been a hit.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
As soon as we arrive, Kaito waves goodbye and I follow Nikki in. Nikki introduces me to all of her colleagues and they greet me with pleasant smiles. Everyone else is dressed up as well, which is comforting. A part of me was worried that this was all an elaborate hoax. Not hoax. The head butler gives me a rundown of the basics and how to act. It reminded me of my high school days when I waited tables. It's pretty much the same thing, but with a whole lot more Miss and Sir strewn in.
You all good?
Nikki pokes her head out in our room just as we finish the training. Indeed. She smirks.
This is going to be so much fun.
She grasps my hand and we head onto the floor. It's a little daunting at first, but the customers are thrilled and it's not long before I get into character. This is a lot more fun than I originally thought. This is the first time I see Nikki at work. She flits from table to table, charming everyone as she meets. Most of the regulars request to be placed in her section and are even willing to wait until her tables are free. I've even had a few of my tables ask if she would come over so they could meet her. Whenever that happens, Nikki would be happy to oblige and shoot me a smug grin. Oh, it's on. I won't be beaten that easily. I up my butler game, something I never thought I'd ever have to do, and step up to the plate. At least now my customers aren't requesting for Nikki anymore. Ha! As the cafe fills up, we are getting loaded with people. We somehow both end up in the same table. How can I serve you today?
It would be my honor to serve you today.
She shoots them big doe eyes and an endearing smile. Curses! In a battle of adorableness, I would never win. Ah, it would seem that you're already in good hands. My apologies. I bow. The customers look at me with interest.
Oh my, what a gentleman.
Nikki gives me a dirty look when the table isn't paying attention, then looks apologetic.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You were here first.
She pouts.
Please forgive me.
She's adorable.
Damn it, I'm losing them. No, it's okay, I insist. Your care and attention is at the level I strive to achieve.
You're too humble. Your ability to predict a customer's needs is commendable.
Oh my goodness, what a cute couple.
What?
Couple?
Couple?
Hold on. I think you have the wrong idea. Nikki, you finally did it!
What the fuck? What is happening?
Knew it. Even other people can see it.
Son of a bitch! I knew this wasn't a good idea from the get-go. Nikki's eyes widen as her two friends skip over. Are they stalking me? The fuck? How did my virgin senses not pick up them? Nikki's friends look at each other, then giggle.
It was only a matter of time before they kindled their relationship. I'm so happy for you two.
They really are lovely together.
What the fuck is this? Their outbursts catch the attention of the other restaurant patrons as soon as everyone's making comments about the lovely couple.
Wait, you guys have it all wrong.
Yeah, we're actually brother and sister, you fucks. The cafe goes silent.
Wait, despite being siblings, they are true to their hearts?
What the?
It's even more romantic than I thought.
What? No!
So cute.
The crowd looks at each other and then starts clapping and cheering.
No! Ugh, he's my brother. We're not in that kind of relationship. This isn't an anime. These things don't happen.
She points at me.
I do love my brother.
The crowd cheers again.
No, let me finish. I love my brother as my brother. But what you guys are trying to hint at will never, ever be a thing.
Nikki huffs and crosses her arms. Her message comes across loud and clear.
What about his DLC?
No!
What? Despite the little bump in the day, the rest of the shift goes well. A lot of people would pull me aside and repeat, I'm sorry she doesn't feel the same. Unrequited love can be so tough. Whatever that means. As we wait for the bus home, Nikki makes me promise never to speak of this day ever again. I am too happy to agree. When we arrive home, Yuki and Kaito are sitting on the couch, huddled in beneath a blanket. As soon as Kaito sees me, he grins.
How was your day, bud?
I hate you. Yuki and Kaito burst out laughing.
Oh, it couldn't have been all bad.
You guys hungry? I can whip something up.
Please.
We can't say no to Aunt Yuki's delicious cooking.
Aw, thank you.
Kaito furrows his brows and is just about to speak when Nikki chimes in immediately.
Ordering takeout is not cooking.
Kaito laughs then grins.
Well, someone had to cook it.
Nikki and Yuki both sigh.
You're hopeless.
You're hopeless.
Whoa. That was scarily in sync. They blink at each other, then laugh as Kaito and I join in. Aunt Yuki and Nikki head into the kitchen together. I offer to help out, but they both respond with a firm no. I can tell I'm not wanted. Uncle Kaito and I hang out together until it's time for dinner. After an amazing meal, we settle down and Nikki suggests another family movie night. With everyone's busy schedules, it's rare for us to spend the evening together. Still, I hope this will become a more frequent thing. We stay up way past our bedtimes watching movies, and Kaito falls asleep on the couch as we giggle as it snores. We all decide it's about time to go to bed. I return to my room and easily fall to sleep. The morning sun gently pulls me out of sleep. I yawn and stretch, feeling fully rested. After my roller coaster of a day yesterday actually made that my roller coaster for a week, I'm happy to just finally have a day to relax. I take my time getting out of bed. When I check the time, I realize it's already past noon. Good thing there's nowhere else I need to be. Shrugging it off, I get lost in the deep recesses of the internet. Before I know it, the day has passed. Doing nothing can be so exhausting. As I'm about to go into the kitchen and grab a snack, my phone rings. It's a call from Nikki. Now that I think about it, I haven't seen her all day. Of course, I answer. Greetings, Nikki.
Thank God you're home.
She speaks quickly and she seems almost out of breath.
Can you pick me up from the bookstore?
Her voice is garbled. I can hardly make out what she's saying. Pardon? She pauses as there's a lot of movement on the phone before she speaks again.
Please, can you get me?
Where are you?
At the bookstore.
Her voice is clear, but she sounds scared. Be there in a minute. Something doesn't seem right. Very well. I shall be there in a few minutes. Nikki sighs in relief.
Thanks.
We hang up the phone and I hurry to my Virgin Runner. Nikki would tell me if she was in danger. Wouldn't she? I tried not to dwell on the thought, but pick up the speed anyway. Away! Luckily, the traffic is on my side, and I arrive a few minutes earlier than anticipated. Nikki waits for me beneath a street lamp a few feet away from the bus stop. I can make out Ken's dark mop of a hair beside her. It's a little strange that she's not under the bus awning, but what is Ken doing here? Nikki traces up as I slow down, flecks of blood stains on her clothes and dark bruise marks on her skin. Ken steps into the light to greet me, and I wince when I see him. His left eye and cheek is puffy and starting to turn purple. Blood drips down from his face from a cut at his temple. He must have tried to clean it, because his forehead is smeared with streaks of red. What the hell happened here? I park my Virgin Runner and rush over to them. Nikki throws her arms around me and hugs me tightly.
So glad you're here.
Oh my god, Nikki! Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You're bleeding!
No, the blood's not mine.
Is it Ken's?
No.
You look like hell! He tries to smile, then dabs at his swollen lip. His finger is now stained with fresh blood. He holds himself stiffly and leans in at the lamppost for support.
He saved me from those guys.
What guys?
I don't know. There was a group of them. 3, I think, waiting for the bus. And when I showed up, they started saying all these things about me. They were being so gross and creepy, but I tried to ignore them because I figured the bus would be there soon and it wouldn't matter. And then one of the guys tried to put his arm around me. Freaked out. I guess I pushed him and he got really angry. And then the other guy grabbed me and...
My blood runs cold. He what? Did he hit you? Are you hurt?
No.
Nikki's voice trembles as her eyes glitter with tears. I'm about to pull her back into a hug when Ken slips his hand into hers and squeezes.
Ken intervened before anything could have happened.
She glances at Ken, smiling broadly.
He came barreling out of the bookstore, screaming at that guy to let me go. And then he punched him right in the face. The guy was super angry, and he and his friends ganged up on him.
How did you get your bruises then? She frowns.
I tried to stop them from ganging up on Ken.
You what? What were you thinking joining the fight? You could have been seriously injured. Nikki sets her jaw.
There was no way I was going to let Ken fight them alone. Especially not when this fight only happened because of me.
I'm too stunned by her outburst to reply. Of course, I'm not pleased that she put herself in danger, but a part of me is also a little proud.
But I didn't really need to help.
What? I raise an eyebrow.
Ken beat 2 of them up by himself. The 3rd one had to help them up so they could escape.
Nani? I look skeptically at Ken. I wouldn't say he's scrawny, but he's no muscleman either. Ken shifts nervously. I think I made him uncomfortable.
I have some experience with martial arts.
What do you mean, some experience? You're a 2nd dan black belt!
Holy shit! I certainly was not expecting that. You threw yourself in harm's way to protect Nikki?
Of course.
Ken maintains a high contact and answers with conviction. Nikki blushes.
Anyway, I told Ken he should go back inside, but he refused.
It's not safe for her to wait alone.
I take another look at Ken. Respect. There's a fire in his eyes I never noticed before. When he looks at Nikki, he isn't that timid kid trembling in his boots. He looks like someone who's willing to move mountains. I meet his eyes and nod. I thank you for being there for her. He blinks in surprise, but nods back.
I only did what anyone would have done.
Don't be so modest. You were amazing out there.
Ken shrugs awkwardly, then winces in pain. Are you sure you're okay, though? Perhaps we should take you to the hospital. Ken shakes his head.
I'm fine. Nothing's broken.
I look him over. I would say otherwise.
Told him we should call an ambulance, but he refused.
I promise, I'm okay. I'm sorry for causing you such trouble.
This is one of those rare times I wish my bike could fit more people. Do you at least have a ride home?
He let me call his brother to come pick him up.
We'll wait here until he arrives.
I appreciate the thought, but I would feel more at ease if you took Nikki home.
Oh, are you kidding me? If those thugs show up again, I'm gonna kick their asses by the power of my virginity, and I shall smite them with ease. I insist. Nikki shakes her head.
What if they come back?
I know my brother will be here in a few minutes.
I can afford to wait a few minutes.
Me too.
I glance at the dimly lit bookstore. Is the bookstore still open? Perhaps we can wait inside there.
They're probably in the middle of closing.
I'm sure your coworkers will let you back in. They're probably wondering what happened to you anyway.
You work there? Ken nods. Then let's definitely get you back inside. Realizing he's fighting a losing battle, Ken agrees.
Okay.
Nikki and I go to support him, but he manages to walk by himself. As we head into the bookstore, his co-workers rush out to help, each asking questions about what happened. Nikki and I sit with Ken as we wait for his brother to arrive. Nikki fusses over Ken, and he lets her. As I watch the two of them, I pay close attention to Ken. He is calm, respectful, and polite, but most importantly, he makes Nikki smile. I let Ken know I approve. Hey Ken, may I speak to you for a second? He looks up at me with wide eyes, the very same expression that he wore the first time I met him.
Sure.
Amused, I lead him to a quiet area behind the shelves. This is the first time I am saying this. However, I am trusting you to take care of her. He blinks blankly before his eyes open wide again. As his face goes pink, he bows at a 90-degree angle.
Of course. Thank you for your trust.
You didn't have to bow. He returns into an upright position.
Sorry.
Do not apologize.
Sorry.
I glare at him and he shuts up. Huh, this is kind of fun. I actually think I enjoy this turn of events. Alright, let us go back. Nikki bombs us with questions as we return.
What was that all about? Why wasn't I invited? Why did Ken bow?
Yeah, Ken, why did you bow?
I grin devilishly at him, daring him to answer.
It's because he's my senpai?
Nikki stares at him blankly, then shifts her attention to me.
What did you do?
Nothing at all. Ha ha ha, isn't that right, Ken?
Of course.
Nikki pouts, but I can see the trace of a smile. I guess she's glad we're finally getting along. A few minutes later, Ken's brother shows up. He convinces Ken to go to the hospital and thanks us for our help. With Ken safe, we return home. Nikki lets out a huge breath when we step into the living room. Her face is unnaturally serious. She hangs her head and stares at her feet.
I'm so sorry.
Why?
If I hadn't gone to visit Ken, I wouldn't have lost track of time and stayed out so late, and then I wouldn't have gotten into this mess and made everyone worry.
Nikki, what happened wasn't your fault. She glances up at me.
But if I...
No, none of this is your fault. What happened is the fault of those guys. If I ever find out who they are, I'm going to kick the shit out of him and smite them with the power of my virginity. Nikki smiles weakly and nods.
I think I'll go take a shower.
As you will. As soon as Nikki goes upstairs, Kaito pops his head out of the kitchen.
Is Nikki gone?
Yes. He pauses and gives me another look.
Did something happen?
I debate telling Kaito about the incident, but I don't want him to needlessly worry. He looks like he has something else on his mind. It's fine. What's up?
I heard back from the PI.
Oh, shit. What did he say?
Ezra Wilson.
The drunk driver?
Yeah. What do you really know about him?
He and Dad used to work together at Midori Energy. They were on every project together, and he used to come to the house all the time while we were growing up. I thought he and Dad were friends. My voice trails off. His blood alcohol was over the legal limit. It's not like the cops could ask him about it due to his coma. Nor was there any evidence which indicated this was more than a cut and dry drunk driving accident. There was no incentive to investigate further, so that was all that was listed in the report.
Well, it turns out Ezra was stalking your father.
I frown. That doesn't make any sense. They saw each other every day at work. Why?
The PI read about a huge fire at Midori Energy the week before your parents' accident. He spoke to a few people and found out that the fire destroyed important documents which contained all the research for Midori's latest project.
I rack my brain. I believe I might remember hearing something about that fire.
The documents which were destroyed was your father's and Ezra's research.
Dad's research? I try to recall Father right before the incident. He seemed a little bit more worried than usual, but otherwise didn't give any indication that something was amiss. Should he have been devastated by something like losing years of research? Was he trying to protect me, or was something else going on?
Ezra didn't take the loss well. Right after the fire, Ezra accused your father of purposely sabotaging him by setting their research on fire.
Father wouldn't do that. It was his research too.
Right. It didn't make sense. Nobody believed him and they chalked up his breakdown to stress. But he wouldn't let it go. He accosted your father many times at work demanding answers. It got so bad that he was assigned a leave of absence by the company. On the day of the accident, your parents had lunch at a cafe.
Nikki called him asking for a ride. Yes, I remember.
The PI asked the waitstaff if they remembered seeing your parents there, and they did. Ezra too.
He was there?
Yeah, he'd followed them there and was already clearly intoxicated. He demanded that they pay him all the money he would have made upon completion of the project.
He said your father owed him.
Obviously, your father refused and continually maintained his innocence. Ezra became so disruptive, the manager had to forcibly remove him from the cafe.
Your parents seemed shaken, but tried to finish their meals as if nothing happened.
That's when they received the call from Nikki.
And I guess Ezra tried to tail them, but ended up running them off the road. Kaito nods, looking more grim than ever. Something doesn't add up. What research is important enough to kill over? And if Ezra was driven to madness after losing his life's work, why was Dad barely affected? Then there was one convenient timing of Akira's copycat core. How much time has passed since the incident? Since the fire? Enough for the company to piece together just enough research to turn a profit. Uncle Kaito, he looks at me. I think the research that killed Father had to do with my core. He hesitates, then nods slowly.
You might be right.
Wasn't there an encrypted piece that Valerie wasn't able to unlock? Perhaps I can make sense of all this. I need to take another look at it. I need to go to look at my core. Kaito doesn't try to stop me.
You do what you need to do.
Just be safe. Thank you, Uncle Kaito. For the second time today, I race to the garage and hop on my Virgin Runner. Then I drive off to Ace. Away! The campus feels even more empty than usual, even though it's after hours. I have no trouble swiping into the hangar. All is quiet except for the sound of my footsteps. I cannot get to Eagle fast enough. As soon as I do, I plop down at the terminal and am about to boot up the computer. I follow the instructions Valerie left for me and I'm greeted by the password, prompting the screen she showed me earlier. She said there was a hint there. Let's see what it says. The screen of a scrambled mess of words with no rhyme or reason to them. I read through a couple of times, making sure my eyes don't skip any words. Most of these words mean nothing to me, but a select few stand out. Cricket, Moo, Sir Hopsalot. Those were childhood nicknames Father gave to me. Each of them has a story, but none of them were very long-lived. The ultimate nickname that stuck out to me was an embarrassing long time was Meatball, because when I was born, my cheeks were big and round like meatballs. My dad's favorite story was the time I started school. The teacher called Gervin for roll call and I stayed silent, so she marked me absent. After she'd gone through the list of names, I said she didn't call mine. She asked if my name was Gervin, and I responded with no, my name is Meatball. I've been called Meatball at home for so long I didn't even know my real name. That must have been the answer. I apprehensively type in Meatball into the password prompt. My finger hovers over the Enter key before pressing it. The prompt disappears and a video pops off on the screen. My breath catches my throat as Father looks straight into the camera. There are dark circles under his eyes and worry lines around his mouth. His hair sticks up at odd angles and his clothes are smudged with dirt and oil. He notices the recording light is on and tries to fix himself up before giving me a weak smile.
The fact that you are watching this now means something must have gone wrong.
He sighs, and his voice grows thick.
I'm sorry.
I try to swallow the lump in my throat and ignore the sting of my tears in my eyes. This isn't the dad I remember. The father I remember had a booming laugh which took up the room. He was sure of himself and never had regrets.
By putting this technology in Eagle, I have potentially endangered you. But I don't know where else I can keep it safe. Midori Energy doesn't fully understand the scope of this research. They're willing to sell it to anyone without considering the consequences. Companies which would weaponize this technology will cause irreparable damage.
Oh my god, my
create
voice.
energy explosions 13 times the force of a nuclear bomb.
Oh shit. He sets his jaw and lifts his gaze back towards the camera. His eyes are unusually steely and cold.
That's why I caused the fire. I burned all copies of my research to prevent it from falling into the wrong hands.
But Dad runs his hands through his hair, a gesture he would do whenever he was stressed or worried.
It's hard to completely destroy 20 years of research. Especially when this technology could bring so much good. The possibilities would have been endless. This new format of energy may function similarly to existing methods. But the fundamental principles are vastly different and have far wider scalability implications.
A shadow of his old self returns when he talks. I catch it. Yeah, and I catch a glimpse of a genuine smile. Dad was always a bit of a dreamer. Then his face becomes grim.
And that is why this core is sitting in Eagle now.
His piercing gaze stares straight into my soul.
I'm sorry for getting you involved. I'm sorry I couldn't follow through with what I started. But most of all, I'm sorry I wasn't able to tell you this in person.
Father. His eyes look glassy and glitter too much beneath the light.
I probably don't say this enough. But I'm so proud of who you've grown up to be.
Father.
I know, if you're watching this, that I've put a heavy burden on your shoulders. But I trust you will make the right decision. My only hope is that you can find it in your heart to forgive me.
Father glances behind him. Something must have spooked him because when he faces the camera again, he smiles feebly and his voice is quiet.
Take care of your sister. Goodbye, son.
Goodbye, Father. The video cuts off abruptly. At first, I'm too stunned to move. The image of Father is seared into my eyes. He was the same, yet so unfamiliar. As his face slowly fades away, I'm surprised to feel wetness on my cheeks. He knew. He knew exactly what he was doing when he hid the technology inside of Eagle, and now I understand why I wasn't allowed to help program the core. I understand why Dad seemed almost obsessive about completing Eagle. It also made sense why I never noticed a difference between this core and any other core. He never matured the technology. But now, he must have set up the overdrive configuration probably not long before he set the overdrive to only happen once, so I begin to search for answers. His last words ring in my head. Goodbye, son. He knew the implications of his research, and entrusted it all to me through the gear, and we built it together. I glance over at Eagle, partially obscured by the shadows. The darkened blue no longer seems warm and inviting like the salty spray of the ocean. It feels dangerous and cold, like a winter sky. I try to bring up the video once more so I can hear the voice one more time, see his face even though it's not the one I want to remember, but I cannot. It was a one-time initiation. As I try to process the situation, I did not know what to feel. I recall Dad's hollow cheeks and the shadow of the pain in his eyes. Of one I am certain. I cannot keep using the core knowing all this. But what will I do about the research? No. given how Eludian Corporation, the Eludian Enterprises already has this technology. I cannot afford to destroy what knowledge I already have of it now. I must keep it protected. Sometimes Father thought too much about the big picture and forgot about the details. He wanted to create a better future for us and was willing to die to make his dreams a reality. If only he could have seen that future he wanted was with him in it. I do not want Father's sacrifice to have been in vain. I want him to achieve his dream. I climb up the ladder beside Eagle and open the cockpit. Then I key in the sequence which unlocks the panel protecting my core. Like a beating heart, it gives off a faint pulse of energy. I open the terminal screen in my cockpit and I find the source of information for my core. After collecting all of the schematics and data into a drive, I set on an impossible run instance. The low glow continues to brighten more and more. After a zapping noise, it becomes an opaque object. As far as anyone would know, the core is short-circuited. This technology belongs with a company who will utilize it properly until I know who that is. I'll keep it safe with me and not bring any more attention to it. After learning all that I have, I can't keep using it as a leg up against the competition. Eagle will use a regular core from now on. As I stand, I suddenly feel so tired and so lost. Without thinking, I pull out my phone and dial the first name that comes to mind.
Broseph, how's it hanging?
Do you think we could meet?
Oh, sure.
He sounds surprised.
Any place you have in mind?
Where are you right now? I can meet you.
I'm just chilling in my room. Come on over.
Thanks. I shall see you soon. We hang up the phone. As if in a daze, I make my way towards his dorm. Sho greets me with a wide smile, but it drops as soon as he sees my face. He quickly ushers me in. I half-heartedly greet any of his dorm mates before we pass into his room. I sit at his desk. Sho flops into his bed.
What's going on? You seem tense.
I unconsciously start to play with the drive in my hands.
What's that?
It's my core. He blinks and laughs.
Very funny, but seriously, what is it?
The data from my core. Sho frowns.
What's it doing in there?
I didn't know where else to put it.
You could have left it in Eagle.
I sigh and share with Sho all that I've learned. My story comes out in pieces and Sho continually asks questions to help him understand the order of events. Eventually I finish my story.
Damn, that's intense.
I know. I'm not sure if I had done the right thing. I acted emotionally, and perhaps I should have taken the time to really think things through.
No way. You were right to do what you did.
You believe so?
Without a doubt.
I let out a breath I hadn't realized I'd have been holding. A huge weight lifts off my shoulder. I hadn't realized how anxious I was about this decision until someone else validated my choice.
Your dad might not have been able to make the decision himself, but he was right to trust you. You're like the most logical guy I know.
I grin weakly. Considering your version of logic, it's not too difficult to achieve.
Hey!
Ha ha ha. He matches my grin.
How are you doing otherwise?
It still sucks. I keep wondering what could have happened.
I know it's easier said than done, but you've got to let it go. Once you give in to the what-ifs, it's really hard to pull yourself back out. You end up obsessed. You don't even realize what you're doing until it's too late and life passes you by.
He shakes his head.
Then you would have just wasted the life your father fought so hard to give you.
He's right. Wondering about the impossible would only bring about more heartache. I need to accept what's happened, take what I've learned, and move on. I nod. You are right. I cannot let what I've learned bring me down. I'm lucky to have a friend who will always have my back. In this moment, I have clarity. I don't need to focus on the past because my future is worth exploring, and my friends will be with me every step of the way. And that's the end of the game, I think. It looks like it. Yep, that's it. Well, Well, hope you all enjoyed the final episode, final stream of Ace Academy, the Virgin Route, why I purposely not choose any romantic. Oh, what the fuck? Okay. I wasn't expecting the Nikki fan service. But anyway, yes, the Virgin Route. Yes, this is the end of Ace Academy Virgin Route, where I pick nobody to pursue a romantic route on purpose, because nobody else would likely want to anyway. But anyway, that will be the end of set credits, and I will be ending the stream. Hope you all enjoy.